What's up, everybody? Back once again, and here to give not only I guess night two of the WWE draft, but probably just my overall thoughts and opinions instead of trying to split I guess up into two videos just because while there were more picks, there wasn't really anything or anybody that was like significant enough to talk about. I feel like compared to like the first night. Um, I will say that that I was like maybe this part I'll do over a separate video, but I really just don't enjoy this version of the draft compared to what it was in the early 2000s. Like I felt like in the early 2000s it was a lot more entertaining. Where you had like even though they was like you had them on their show brand, but after the match they could just get popped up to the next show, or you had them all backstage. I don't understand this whole like who's available tonight to pick from. I'm like that's stupid to me. I really wish it was just like here is the pool, pick from the pool, whatever you want to do or whatnot. I get like the trading of the championships of those things. I get that, but I don't really like this whole. I don't really don't like this like. I don't like the free agency. I guess for everybody. I know they got Brock Lesnar as a free agent again, but and I was like I don't really nitpick on that one just because if he's going to like if he fights, he's gonna fight Cody at Backlash. But if he's just not gonna show up for like next 4 or 5 months, then he doesn't really matter in that instant. Same way I feel like Logan Paul or something like that. Like that'd be cool. I think if Logan Paul got picked, just because um, unlike Brock, I was like I feel like Logan's not going. I mean, I know there's that rumor that he had like a championship in his future, but I feel like while it'd be cool if he got drafted on Raw and SmackDown, I feel like part timers that are actually part timers. Because I was like Logan Paul, it's really sort of like picking Bad Bunny. Like if you're not gonna pick Bad Bunny, you ain't gonna pick Logan Paul either. He's not gonna be there for, he's gonna be there for that one pay per view and that's it. Um, but I don't like the whole pool thing. Um, I feel like the NXT thing. I was like, I don't think some of the other ones were shown the other night, but I feel like they should show them on TV, especially because people don't necessarily watch NXT at the same time as they watch Raw, SmackDown. But yeah, no, I don't like this new. I still or it's not new. They've been doing this for several years, but I don't like this format. It they can kick rocks with it. I just don't like the way they set it up or and how you do the draft picks at all. Um, I was like, this is where they sort of need GMs. I was like, it's funny because I was like, I guess it's how like the 2K GM mode is, where it's like you do have a free agent pool, but you even though you pick your roster, but yeah, no, it is what it is. Looking here at the Raw one, and from the last time, I was like, we all knew Seth Rollins Raw, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I was like, I was like, I'll pat myself, but I was like, we probably knew that was gonna be Raw. Same with Judgment Day. I said Liv Morgan. I was like Rodriguez, fine. Um, I sort of wanted her to go where I was like she was fine either way, just because I feel like she's a big woman to fight Ripley or Bianca that could create like like it was like man these some like tall really sized women. I was like said like that big beefy meaty men. It's that for the ladies. I don't know what would be the safe equivalent, but you get what I'm saying. Um, New Day. I was like figure that as well. Hope they get like a little intercontinental run here. Trishstratus. That just seemed. I mean, I get it, but it seemed weird because I was like, how much is she gonna wrestle this year? Rousey, Baszler. Rousey, I guess, ain't really been on. I was like, yes, he's been on a while since he's been on Raw. Baszler, if they do something with him, I guess. Ricochet, Braun Strowman, meh. I don't see Braun grabbing the championship. Ricochet's already sort of fought Gunther or whatever. He ain't gonna get no championship either. Bronsonreed is the one that I feel like has a chance, but it probably now is going to be if Gunther drops the championship. Cause I thought he could have had a chance for it to beat Theory, but that sort of sucked. Have Academy, Katana and Caden. more women, so that I'm like that way stuff don't get stale. That's the way I'm gonna look at it in a lot of these situations, because a lot of these people it sucks, but I was like a lot of them now. I'm looking at how the draft went. A lot of them just gonna be jobbers, but hey, at least gonna create some matchup because I don't see any new stars immediately out of this. Gargano, I was like, he'll have some good matches against Gunther. Um, I always like Tegannox, but I don't see anything in her future for anything. And that's really pretty much it of like at least the people I know. I don't really know the last little bit of NXT people, and the rest of the people just look like fodder. That's all it is. So SmackDown, Austin Theory, we figured title switch, blah blah blah. Flair, I was surprised at that one. But then again, Bianca's on this one. They haven't really fought, so and that one's always been a team for a couple years. Usos, they could have probably had them on Raw just to see, like okay, cool. Especially like if you try to make it something of like they rising or Jay starting to rise up to the top while Roman's over there as well too. You could have did something cool there, but they're just gonna do some more breakdown of the bloodline on SmackDown. I felt like you could have had something very interesting, especially in a year where Roman is like that way. It wouldn't get stale. It like we might get bored of it. I mean, I'm fine, but I was like people might. But I was like, if it's on Raw and they're separating on Raw and they do it that way and they only meet up like on like the big pay-per-views. But no, LWO. I thought they were fighting Judgment Day, but I guess not now. But at least I guess they could fight Bloodline, even though they know. I was like, but who is there to really take on the Bloodline? Like Ray, I don't know if they're gonna have that at this stage. Auska, I am surprised about just because Auska loses against Flair, loses against Bianca. There's really nowhere for her to really go. I was like, she's already been on Raw with Bailey for a long time, and I doubt they do anything with her and Io. So why not have her on Raw where she could fight Rhea? That I don't believe they've really had matches. And what other women is there? And you could just make a whole thing between them two for a constant amount of time. I mean, I guess Becky's over there, and I was like, Becky, and yeah, but it seemed like a waste over there. The Brawling Brutes, I just want Pete Dunne. Just give me Pete Dunne. I don't really give me Pete Dunne. Let's see, Karrionkross, I thought he needed to go to Raw just because on SmackDown he ain't doing nothing. But I mean, there ain't really nobody here on SmackDown, so I was like, maybe you rebuild them enough and you could throw them into something. Shotzi, I always just like Shotzi's look, but it don't seem like they put her in the right situations. I feel like how it was in NXT. I was like, I don't know. She seemed like they should do some more hardcore stuff with her and like I mean women in general, but her. But they don't do multiple storylines with women. So, uh, LA Knight, I thought it would have been good on Raw, but since Miz got Raw, I mean Raw got Miz. I get it. Like Talker, you was gonna have him separated, but it'd been cool with him on the Raw brand because I think he'd have been more free to have a chance at something. But then again, U.S. Championship, he could take that away, and he could get a title a lot quicker. So that's a lot different. Pretty Deadly, I've heard of them, but hey, tag team, you need some tag teams over there. Camerongrimes, I've been waiting on him to move up for a couple years now because I remember seeing him when and I was like, oh okay, whoever this guy is. Then I seen his finishing move with, I mean, granted, Kofi does it, but his just seemed more impactful. Like like how like everybody does a super kick, but Shawn Michaels got his own special kick. That what makes me think of with Camerongrimes and his move. So and I feel like he's done enough gimmicks to where I feel like whatever he gonna do, he gonna work. It's kind of funny because like some of the stuff I've seen him do, I'm like, has Corbin done some of this? But Corbin is his own thing. To me, now I'm just playing. Yeah, Grayson Waller, somebody else I've really heard about on here. It's really surprising to some of the NXT people that they chosen who hasn't been on NXT like crazy long, which that worries me just because I'm like, do you have the backing to be a main star or? I was like, I hope, I just want them not to be thrown into. I want them to be thrown in regularly or around enough to where you just don't think of them like the main event guy gonna just eat you like that. That's pretty much how I feel about him. I mean, not about him, but them in general. Um, so they had like a couple free agents. Brock Lesnar, fine with. Omos, stupid. Put his like ass on SmackDown. Put him on SmackDown. He's been on Raw forever. Put him on SmackDown. I don't understand that. Dolph Ziggler, I'm actually fine with Dolph Ziggler being a free agent. Old veteran dude, whatever. Mustafa Ali, that sounds like a good way for him to get released. That's what that sounds like. Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. To me, I'm like I don't know what's going on. Like hurt business, or it's like why can't Alexander be out here wrestling? I don't get it. I was like, I've seen I used to watch a lot of his cruiserweight matches, and I'm like, he's good enough to have his own separate match. He should be in like Intercontinental and United States matches. Like I get if you don't want to do Shelton, like you're like he's old or whatever like that. Although I feel like he's a good veteran hand you could use as a middling person, but I'm like you can use some of these people. Elias, I was like he had his chance at one point, and he's one of those guys that I was like when his momentum gone, it's pretty much it because of his gimmick. Von Wagner, I had a thought in my head and I couldn't. We're gonna skip him. Baron Corbin, I feel like I was like, if they already didn't do the down and the press Corbin, I feel like that could work. But with this, I don't really know. I was like, it seemed like I'm like he just put him on Raw. I don't get it. Like he missed his moment. I feel like I'll give that another thing later on and something else. But yeah, I don't understand the whole free agent pool. I don't like the way some of this stuff done. But anyway, those are the picks, and my verdict through all of this is that I feel like through it all is that Raw won. Raw has, I mean, granted they're 3 hours, so I feel like they should have more variety amongst who can match up with who, fight for what title, and all the other stuff. But like SmackDown, men and women just really seem like Roman doesn't have nobody to fight against. Bianca doesn't have nobody to fight against, and it's just like, man, I was like, and they're not even really anybody new either. Like, they're not even somebody like how I suggest, like him, like Zoe Stark, like coming out and just like I would have loved it if Zoe Stark would have just like showed up, beat Bianca like how Paige did a few years back. I said that, but that's not gonna happen because she's on the other. So I'm like, there ain't nobody for either one of them at this rate. It's like, and they're gonna stick to it. It's gonna be a long year. Long. Anyway, if you like anything of what I said here and how I just, I guess ramble, I appreciate it. Thanks. If not, hey, maybe next time or other videos. But until then, peace. I'm out.